live. Oh boy, I got Donder and Blitzen back there on the tree and a little candle. How's that? I'm dressed up for Christmas with my Christmas sweater. We got a party tonight, virtual Christmas party. So today's about journals. I got a few of mine here. There's many more up there on the shelf. Hope you've got some journals. Hope you keep track of things. Books, and more books. I've got about 40 books and pamphlets about Cape Cod history and genealogy in my own library. Add to that some 8 general genealogy tomes, computer programming books too numerous to count, a couple hundred children's books, novels, atlases, and other favored nonfiction, including many Bibles, The Search for Jesus, and even a beachcomber's botany. We've now filled up 4 6-foot-tall bookcases. I imagine in our modern world of books, you can tell a lot about a person's life if you just had an inventory of their books. As you may imagine, it's very hard for me to give up a book. I take the novels to the library because I never read one twice. There are too many that haven't been read yet to take time to reread one. But the nonfiction books, how can anyone part with them? How do these books come to exist in the first place? I believe they all start with a journal. Samuel Clement's library is reportedly very interesting because he wrote in the margins of all his books. My sister calls it marginalia. Supposedly, many thoughts that came to mind as he was reading were noted in the margins. So we even have a clearer picture of the individual. We are all interested in how other people think and what drives them to action. My most recent forays have been How to Think Like Leonardo da Vinci and Jules Verne, an exploratory biography. Both were gifts, and both have been greatly rewarding. The recurring theme in each of these books is that these people kept notebooks. Lots and lots of notebooks. One page from Leonardo's mirror writing notebook sold for $2 million. All their ideas were recorded there, their observations, their plans, their prayers, their hopes, sometimes even stream of consciousness writing, roof brain chatter, the steady stream of thoughts that go through your head each day. Sam Clements estimated if you could write down that stream of consciousness, you would have 80,000 words per day. Mom says there would sure be a lot of repetition in those words. The books recommend you take a half hour to sit quietly in a room with nothing but a pen and paper. Put your pen to the page and start writing whatever comes to your mind. Now, it doesn't matter if it makes sense, if you write in complete sentences, if you use correct grammar, complete a thought, or just make noises. Just keep writing no matter what it is that comes to your mind. If your mind becomes totally blank, just write something like, my mind is blank, my mind is blank. Just keep writing that until something else pops into your head. This is a good way to clear junk out of your head, the day-to-day minutia that clouds our thinking from time to time. Do this exercise for at least 30 minutes and save your writings in a journal. That's what I was after, to hope just one person would start keeping a journal so that we can all know more about you. $2 million per page? What a treasure. It turns out the most valuable books in your library will be your journals. You don't have to own any books, but do note in your journal the books that you read or index for your research. If the book you need is not at your local library, use the interlibrary loan system. Libraries are very generous. I just borrowed Sandwich, a Cape Cod town by R.A. Lovell Jr., from the New England Historic Genealogical Society Lending Library, and I've enjoyed it tremendously. I made a list of every surname that appears in the index and posted it on the Barnstable Gen website. I also found out the rest of the story about why Dr. Abner Hersey divided his estate in such strange fractions among so many different churches on the Cape. Remember back in the spring issue, page 5, I wrote about Barnstable County probate records? Dr. Hersey had bequeathed his estate in various shares as small as 3/56 to Congregational Church Wellfleet. The fractions were calculated based on the amount of revenue he received from each village. It was his custom to ride through each town by a certain route on certain days of the month, so that all persons needing his services could watch for him to pass. We would love to hear about your books. The review does not have to be long. Just something to let us know what books are valuable to you and how they might have helped your quest for history and genealogy information. Mom says if you don't get your stories written down, now they'll be much harder to recall in 20 years. There it is, my Tuesday treasure. Hope you all enjoyed. Come back next Tuesday for some more.